In today's video, we're going to talk about working the fourth step in financial UA. This step has been a long time coming, and a lot of people get hung up emotionally, frustrated, afraid. Sometimes they avoid it. Sometimes they choose to stop working the steps altogether. But let me tell you, working the fourth step is nothing to be afraid of. It's a chance to find freedom. It's a chance to go through a spiritual rite of passage where you can cross a threshold to freedom. I want to teach you how to work the financial UA fourth step. It's easier than you think. It's not that hard. And you are going to enjoy the process. It's going to be a spiritual experience, and I want to teach you all about it. So stay tuned. Hey, welcome! My name is Jay from Baltimore, Maryland, and I want to welcome you to the Financial UA General Service Office. Come on in and grab a seat. Let's get this meeting started. Before we start working the Financial UA fourth step together, I want to encourage you to do the best you can with getting a qualified sponsor in Financial UA. Over the course of this video, if you wish, you can consider me to be your temporary qualified sponsor just for today. But I want to encourage you to think long term. I want to encourage you to consider getting a qualified financial UA sponsor who can walk you through the remainder of the steps in this process. A qualified sponsor is somebody who's already worked the financial UA 12 steps under the guidance, support, and sponsorship of a qualified financial UA sponsor, because we can only give away what we've already received. So in order to be a qualified financial UA sponsor, that person needs to have worked with a qualified financial UA sponsor. And when you work with a qualified financial UA sponsor, you will train and prepare yourself to become a qualified financial UA sponsor. So before we move forward on step 4, I want to just give you a word to the wise. When people have difficulty with doing their fourth step in any 12-step program, it's usually because they still struggled with doing a thorough and complete third step. It's hard to work on a step if you have not built the foundation with the step that comes just before it. So if you find yourself afraid or hesitant to work on step 4, I would encourage you to make sure that your recovery foundation in step 3 is really strong and really healthy. I would encourage you to click this link right here to watch the video about step 3, living the step and doing interviews. You may also consider clicking this link to review the video about step 3, learning to share. You may click this link right here to review the video about step 3, building your team. I would encourage you to write your fourth step within the physical space of your recovery shrine or your recovery laboratory. If you need to review the video about how to create a recovery shrine or a recovery laboratory, I would encourage you to click this link right here. Now you're ready to do your written fourth step. Ideally, you'll be writing your fourth step within the physical space of your recovery shrine or your recovery laboratory. To help create and hold this space and make it sacred, to make it a healing space, to make it a safe space in which you can connect with your higher power and to allow all of the things inside of you to flow out as you write about your fourth step, I would invite you to say the prosperity prayer. In fact, we could do that together. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, the wisdom to know the difference, and the prosperity to afford it. And higher power and earning power, please be helpful as we begin the process of writing the fourth step. When you're ready to write the next portion of your inventory, I would encourage you to invite your higher power to be your writing buddy, to be present and hold space for you while you begin writing on the next topic, which is fear. I would encourage you to write your fear inventory. Now, fear has a lot of different names. Fear comes in a lot of different flavors. You can write about all of those things in your prosperity notebook. You can write about fear, your anxieties, any phobias you may have. Write it all down. Everything that's in your heart, everything that's in your soul, everything that's in your head that preoccupies you, that brings up fear. Write about it, let it out, set it free, get it down on the written page. And you'll know when it's time to stop writing about your fear inventory when your hand cramps up and you no longer feel as if you can hold your prosperity pen. That means for that day it's time to set the inventory down and take a break. You can always come back to the inventory and write about it more later. And of course continue to write about it until your hand gets tired again, then you stop. Take maybe 2 or 3 days to go through the process of writing about your fear. Get it all out of your system. It's a way to acknowledge and validate all of these fears that have held you back and to get them down on the written page. As you write your fear inventory, if you ever run out of material to write about, if you can't think of any more fear, anxiety, phobias, insecurities, or whatever, if the well runs dry, what I would encourage you to do is to ask your higher power to stir the pot. And again, when higher power stirs the pot, it's a way to gently bring up to the surface any deeper fears that have been pushed down. And it's a way for higher power to bring these up so that they can come to your attention, so that you can look into the mirror and see your own fears. Higher power will help bring to our attention how we are wired to feel fear. Sometimes people have a lot of post-traumatic stress, which is almost literally fear and anxiety that gets hardwired into our bodies. It gets hardwired into our emotions. So if we ask our higher power to gently trigger that post-traumatic stress, it is a way, in a safe way, to bring those feelings and to bring that trigger response up to the surface so that we can see it very clearly and write about it and surrender it to the step work process. When you have finished getting as much of your fear out of you as you can and have gotten it down in your notebook, I would encourage you to take a break. Take 24 hours to relax, to reward yourself for the positive action that you have just taken. I would encourage you to attend a financial UA meeting or workshop and to talk to your qualified financial UA sponsor to share about the fact that you have just finished writing about your fear inventory. That way you can get healthy spiritual and emotional closure on that particular part of your written inventory. You may also, again, consider rewarding yourself for the positive actions you've taken. It's a moment to celebrate the fact that you've just completed and gotten closure on this very important part of your written inventory. As you are writing this inventory and all of the smaller inventories that make up your fourth step, I would encourage you to also keep track and document any spiritual experiences that you have had while you've gone through this process. Perhaps you had a series of spiritual awakenings as you completed each of your inventories. Write about your spiritual awakenings. Write about your spiritual experiences. Write about any aha moments or deeper realizations you've had while you've been doing your fourth step. I would encourage you to share about all of these realizations, these spiritual experiences or aha moments. Share about it with your sponsor. Feel free to share about it in your financial UA meetings or workshops. Now it's time for our seventh tradition. Every financial UA meeting ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. There are no dues or fees for financial UA membership. All of our meetings are completely free to attend, both over the phone and face-to-face. Please keep in mind that we do have expenses, such as covering the cost of our website, developing new literature, and maintaining our service office. If you would like to make a Seventh Tradition donation, you can click the PayPal link below or visit our website at financialua.org and click the Donate button. You can also support this program by purchasing a copy of our Financial UA 12-Step Workbook or our Financial UA Traditions Workbook. Also, you can help us carry the message by subscribing to our channel and even by sharing this video with your sponsor or sponsee. Lastly, please consider clicking that like button and give us a big thumbs up for service. Now's the time for sharing. Who'd like to take a share? In the comments section below, feel free to share your experience, strength, and hope around writing a fourth step. What was it like to write out the different fourth step inventories that made up your fourth step? Share about it in the comments section below. Remember, when you share your first-hand experiences with writing the fourth step, you can teach other people through your experience. And in recovery, everybody's a student and everybody's a teacher. So share about your experience in the comments section below, and maybe you could also learn from the experience of other people when you read their comments. And of course, do consider clicking the subscribe button. When you subscribe to the Financial UA channel, you help us to carry the message. Also, if you have any questions about working the fourth step or any suggestions for future topics for videos, please leave them in the comments section below. If you have a question, we can make a video to answer your question. If you propose a topic, we can make a video that addresses your topic. As we move towards closure, please visit us at www.financialua.org or email us at financialua@gmail.com. Now let's close with our prosperity prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, the wisdom to know the difference, and the prosperity to afford it. Awesome. Hey, thanks so much for joining us and helping to hold this space for healing and recovery. Please help us carry the message by subscribing to our channel and sharing this video with others. And most important, keep coming back. Have a great day, everybody.
God grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, wisdom to know the difference, and the prosperity